I love it, guys. Well, you guys all know us. We're the Bolt Bros. We have a special guest, Captain Jack, with us.
Yeah!
Nice.
Guys, I love it. I love it. And as you guys know, we wanted to bring fans of the content creators of the teams that we were playing for the week. And so we got Captain Jack. He graciously allowed himself time to come and talk about the Raiders versus Chargers this week. And so why don't you just introduce yourself really quickly? We are going live, obviously. So just introduce yourself, talk about your podcast. Obviously, we're going to put it down in the promotion below, but talk a little bit about yourself, how you became a Raiders fan. And
Well, if I do that, you're not going to have time for anything else because you said we're only on for about half an hour. But
that's right. Make it brief.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you said make it brief, people say I don't wear shorts. I want to make sure that people see that I am. Okay.
Nice.
Yes, people they say, "Hey, Captain Jack wearing
That
pants."
was a bit of risky business right there. I was a little worried for a second. I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure that the people, because they say Captain Jack doesn't wear pants, and a lot of times I don't, but I want to make sure that people knew that I was wearing shorts for this broadcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Captain Jack. I've been a Raiders fan for 50 years.
I love it.
And starting in the great city of brotherly love in Philadelphia as a Raiders fan.
Wow.
From Philly, okay, and I know that's straight. That's why you see the Larry Bowa jersey.
Yep. There you go.
And Mike Schmitz over there. So I love my Phillies. I love my Flyers, but I love the Raiders over everything. I went to school with Kenny Blanda. I don't know. We'll see how knowledgeable you people are.
I remember
Kenny
Blanda.
Ring a bell.
Yep.
His great uncle George played for the Raiders.
Yep.
As a kicker and as a quarterback, okay?
Yep.
So he who shall not be named, the quarterback for the fake Pirates, and I live in Tampa, and I call them the fake Pirates. He who shall not be named thinks he's going to be that quarterback that goes and plays until he's yada, yada, yada. Screw you, dude, because George Blanda played until he was 48 years old, and he played well. So you know what? He who shall not be named, right there, bastard. There you go. And that's that's the Italian salute for you. That's from my Philly upbringing. But yeah, 72. Watched the Raiders when they were the 4:00 game on NBC. Kurt Gowdy was the man because the Raiders were the team that everybody loved to see. I love the logo. I saw this logo. I fell in love with that logo because it's awesome. The colors are awesome. I like your powder blues. I'll give you that. But the best uniforms in the NFL that has not been changed since Al Davis changed them in 63, the silver, the black, the shield, the Raiders are it, baby. I know that I'm biased, but that's just why I'm a Raiders fan, have been for 50 years. And, I said, I respect the powder blues, but there's nothing better than the silver and black of the Raiders uniform. That's why it doesn't change, people, because you can't change perfection.
Hey,
That's
it's an
awesome.
iconic logo. It's an iconic colors. It's one of a kind. So I get it and understand that. I mean, we feel that the powder blues are basically our iconic look, and that's why they ended up going as the official color for the Chargers too. So
Exactly.
Love it. Love hearing your story. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I mean, silver and black. It's actually it's a killer combo. It's like a timeless combo. So you really can't improve too much on it. So
Yep,
Absolutely.
Agreed.
You can't improve upon perfection, guys. That's why there's only one Captain Jack, because I'm sorry, you can't improve upon perfection.
I love it.
I'm not as conceited as I sound. I once thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken.
Yeah.
I love it.
nice. I got that. That's good.
This guy. I love it. Just win, baby. Just win.
There you
Just
go.
win.
Let's go.
Just when
Well,
Herbert.
so I know you're going to be at the game, right? And Kyle will be at the game. So you guys are going to link up at the
Yes,
game.
sir.
You
That's
guys-
going to be exciting.
Take me over to, hey, I just need babes and food. That's all I care about, man.
Oh God, you got to show them a good time down there.
Oh
show
yeah,
them a good time.
I know quite a few babes out there. They're called the Charger dolls, and like they can show you a good time, you know. So yeah, we'll hang out together at Thunder Alley for quite a bit. So that'll be cool.
Anybody has their pirate daddy issues, I'm the man. There you go.
Nice, very nice.
Oh my gosh, you're the best. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, let's get into it. I know we had 3 thoughts that we wanted to go into it. We want to be respectful of your time. So Captain Jack, I know Kyle and I and James, we chatted about a couple topics we wanted to go into. One, we wanted to talk about, learn a little bit more about your thoughts on the coaching staff. You got a new head coach, offense, defense. What are your thoughts? And what are your thoughts about what the Chargers, what the coaching staff is going to do to strategize against the Chargers this week?
Well, I can only hope that the change in staff is going to help everybody, at least help us, okay? And I say this on my other shows. I do other shows, and I talk about the fact that the offense that we are employing is an offshoot of the Erhardt-Perkins offense, which goes way back to Ron Erhardt and Ray Perkins in the 1960s. Yeah, I told you I was old. Of the Patriots back then under Chuck Fairbanks, okay?
Yeah.
And it's an offshoot of that. And Josh McDaniels runs an offshoot of the Erhardt-Perkins offense. Of note, when Derek Carr was an MVP candidate in 2016, their offensive coordinator, Musgraves, was running the what? Erhardt-Perkins offense. And the people on the other show I do, the Wild Wild West, they call it the Amelia Earhart offense, or then there's another guy, or the Carlton, the guy like
Carlton. Carlton.
The Carlton Earhart offense. But that's the offense they run. So the fact is that McDaniels is running an offshoot or a derivative of an offense that Derek Carr ran well in 2016, and was it not for one non-block by Donald Penn, who's to say what the 2016 season could have been for the Raiders?
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And one other offshoot, Carr did not have the best receiver in football on that 2016 team. He did not have a top 3 tight end on that 2016 team. He did not have a top 3 slot receiver on that 2016 team. And we now know that the running backs we got in the RBC running back by committee this year is going to be a very wonderful running back offense. So you put all of that together.
Yep.
It explodes with optimism offensively. And that's where the Raiders will be good, better, and possibly one of the best in the NFL.
That's interesting. It's interesting. You got a new rookie too, offensively, right? And it's interesting that you guys actually drafted. I'm trying to blank on his name. He's from Georgia. He was drafted right before our pick in Isaiah Spiller. So
Zamir White.
Zamir White. Yeah, sorry. So how's he looking in preseason? And what are your thoughts on him? And where is he sitting on the running back depth charts at this point?
Well, it's amazing. Zamir White was wonderful in preseason, and was basically spelling. We didn't see a lot of Jacob. We saw him the very first game in Canton. I was at that game as well, and everybody was like, "Why are they playing Jacobs? Are they showcasing Jacobs for a trade?" And that's what everybody was thinking.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I saw a lot of news on that. Yeah. I tell you what, McDaniel said, the running backs need to worry about, they need to start getting hit. And I did that. So Jacobs played the first game. He didn't play in the other games, but he played well. Zamir White played well in the preseason. But remarkably, it was our 7th round pick, Britton Brown, that I believe had one of the highest yardage gained in the entire preseason. If you look at the running backs that played in the preseason, Britton Brown out of UCLA was at least top 5 the last time I checked. I know one week he actually led the league in rushing that week. So again, Brown is wonderful. Not going to see a lot of playing time other than special teams this year, but
people were wondering why we drafted Britton Brown, and we were kind of scratching our heads on that too. But, we're going to have a stalwart running backs young, in Britton Brown, and Zeus White is a bigger, faster, slicker version of Josh Jacobs. And, Jacobs, this might be his last year there, and
right.
We'll see what happens there. But if he goes, we know what we got behind him, and it's only going to get better from there.
That's awesome.
Well, and the one interesting thing, too, about your running backs is you guys let go of Kenyon Drake, too. I mean, you guys had such a deep committee of running backs.
Yeah.
And even with your draft and everything, too, it was interesting to see that you guys moved on from him. Because I initially looked at the
Kenyon
roster
Drake
for the
a lot.
Raiders.
I thought he was good. Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, you guys got a ton of running backs with Josh Jacobs. We were thinking, and we were talking here with the Bolt Bros that we're like, yeah, he looks like he's going to get traded off somewhere or another because you guys didn't pick up his 5th-year contract, too. So you're thinking like, well, all right, they're going to move on with him. I guess Zamir White's going to be the guy, or basically Kenyon Drake. It's really interesting to see that you guys made that move. But I guess what you're basically saying is that, hey, we got a lot of depth here. We got young guys that can do the job maybe better than what Kenyon Drake did.
And, nothing against Kenyon Drake. And I say the same thing when I say nothing against Alex Leatherwood, but that's a bad, we'll talk about that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But Kenyon Drake, when he got that injury last year, came back from the injury kind of slow, and he didn't really show a lot. He didn't really show a lot in the preseason, and this is a new regime.
100%.
This is the regime, and I won't say that they do things the P word way, because I said, no. I am not going to say that word, the Cheatriot way. No. It's not the P word way.
I like that one.
Yeah, P word. I like that.
It is the new Raider way, or the way things should have been run from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay?
Agreed.
It's the new way, and it's a professional football way, and we are going to what things should have been done a long time ago. Kenyon Drake didn't show a lot. He was let go. And like Demarcus Robinson, who we picked up from the Chiefs, everybody's, Demarcus Robinson, and I'm a Florida Gator guy too, and I was thinking a lot. He didn't show a lot either.
Yeah.
He was let go. This regime has no ties to the people that they didn't draft. And if you didn't show that you were bought in, or that if you didn't look like you were enthused and were 100% in, your ass was gone.
Yep, you're gone.
We ate $4 million this year. We'll eat $4 million next year. I think that we got a break with the fact that the Ravens picked up some, so we got a million of that back. I'm not sure about all the cap specifics. We let go of Alex Leatherwood. We were gonna eat $7 million.
Yep.
Thank you, Chicago. Bye. But you know what? They took that contract. We only ate $2 million of that.
Wow, big.
Like I said, and we paid the signing bonus, and the rest is on you, Chicago, my humbling.
Well, and it's crazy about that move, because for us as Charger fans, we were like, if Alex Leatherwood's going to be on that right side of that line, Khalil Mack's going to have a field day over there. That's like our first thoughts.
Yeah,
we were like, holy smokes.
By the way,
with that move,
that's 50 Who. That is not that person you named. That on my show, that is 50 Who. I don't ever mention his name. I will wear it, and I got a couple jerseys of his. I will gladly wear a 50 Who jersey when he's retired.
Yeah.
That is 50 Who. You need to get that crap right, okay?
Yeah. Well, still for us, we call him Khalil Mack. But for you guys,
right.
I can see that. I understand. That's the origination of him.
We call him K-Mac or Big Mac, all the above.
Big Mac, yeah.
No, but let's talk a little bit about your offense. Like, what do you think Josh McDaniels is going to do against our defense? Like, what's the way he's going to attack us? Because I'll be honest with you, what I think and what we talked about a little bit today internally, we think he's going to go back to really what the Patriots did to the Chargers a number of years back when we were in the playoffs. I think it was 2018. Joey Bosa, they did not let Joey Bosa get in there. So I think the thought is they want to get Derek Carr's ball out of his hands as soon as possible, under 2 seconds. So Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa can't just give him the Iron Maiden, and go from there. Obviously, we want to stop the run. Iron Maiden, exactly.
Iron Maiden.
Actually, Kyle came up with that, the Iron Maiden. And I kept thinking, we're like, look, I think the only way they win offensively is if they can get the ball out of his hands quick, do the short yardage plays, gets yards after catch, and then go from there. I mean, what's your take on that thought? Because that's what we had.
I agree, and it's like if you go over by, and it's obviously he's played the and I will be kind since it's your show. I will call them the Chargers. I call them another name on my show, but the Chargers. Since I'm in your realm, and I will respect that. In order to defeat the Chargers, like you said, it's got to be quick hits, hits.
Yep, 100%.
You scheme around. We have a problem with right tackle. Everybody knows. The entire league knows. You guys know it. I know it. Everybody knows that. To scheme around weaknesses, okay? Illuminor knows the system. That's why he's the right tackle. He played that for the Patriots. He knows the system. He played under Brasilli. He's good to go. Quick hits. Good running, quick hit, quick openers, quick hits.
Yep.
Good running game. You're going to see a lot of that running back by committee. We're going to feed the ball because you know what? You guys had a problem stopping the run last year.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
We were horrible. We were 30th in the league, I think, in stopping the run. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, really bad.
Guys didn't fix that, and we'll find out. If you guys didn't fix that, we're going to feed that rock until you guys stop the problem. And we'll do that. And then when you guys suck up in the middle, we're going to do those quick openers. We're going to run that seam pattern to Waller. We're going to run the little quick button hook to Renfro. And, oh, by the way, maybe we'll do a double move to Tay Adams because you might not have J.C. Jackson back there.
That's exactly
and
right.
Whoever you got back there might want to do a couple Hail Marys and go see the priest before he goes because he's going to have to cover Tay Adams. And that's a hard thing. But it's going to be quick. Because if Bosa and 50 Who aren't in the backfield, and I'm going to say that all night, guys.
I love it.
It's good for us because you got to stop the offense. And if you don't do it, that's where we're going to pile on. And we got to do it, but that's what the game plan is probably going to be.
Yeah.
Well, currently with the lineups on PFF, we actually see that Adams is lined up against Samuel Jr., Asante Samuel Jr., and that's on the side for Derwin James as well. So you got two really powerful corners, like backfield people covering you guys over there for Tay over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and again, I think J.C. Jackson will be back. I mean, it hasn't been announced yet, but I do think he will be back for sure. I mean, it's a pretty minor surgery, but we'll see what happens. It could be a game time decision. But either way, I think specifically with Davante Adams, they'll probably have somebody manned up with him, and then someone will be safety on top with him for sure. I also do think Derwin James will probably man up Waller. He did that at our last game of the season, as you recall, when you guys made it to the playoffs and we lost.
And that was one of the best games.
What was
that game, bro? Hey, I will say this, Cap Jack. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. It was. I'm not joking. Because here's the thing: I love games like that. The games that I hate are when my team does not show up and they just wet the bed. When they just wet the bed. But if it's a close game, hey, look, it was a hard-fought game and it just didn't go our way, and those are fine. I'm okay with those. I mean, yes, they break your heart a little bit, but at the end of the day, my team competed. They showed up and they played. That's all I care about.
It was one of those games that really just showed, like, hey, we're willing to put it all out on the line. Because, I mean, really, we did an 18-play, under 2-minute drill, basically to a touchdown. 18 plays in under 2 minutes. That's incredible. Which one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life, and to be honest, would be one of my favorite games I've ever witnessed in my life.
Absolutely,
Regardless
I watched that game
of the outcome. I've watched it many times.
I was there, and I'm like,
love it.
Can you please stop from for the first downs? I didn't cuss. I mouthed it. Will you please stop these from getting the first down?
Exactly.
And you only got one off of a penalty. The rest of them was on good hits. And the penalty I thought was kind of bull, but the rest of them, you earned it. You earned it, and you can't stop that. And it was discombobulating to watch.
Yeah, and again, what a lot as Charger fans, what a lot of people were saying, they were obviously criticizing Brandon Staley for going on fourth and like 1 or 2 on our own 20-yard line, and then
I'm sorry.
I wanted to bring that up with you. So you're a Raiders fan, obviously. I want to know what your thoughts are on Brandon Staley going for it on fourth down. What your thoughts of him as a coach are. We want to get the other side of the story from not just Charger fans, but obviously other fans.
The elephant in the room, and don't look at my belly because that's the other elephant that's in the room, is the fact that, and we say this, and we don't say it to be mean. We say it to be, or at least I say it to be objective. Coaching is what kept you out of the playoffs last year.
Interesting, yeah.
Coaching kept you out of the playoffs because Staley, with his little, I'm going to go for it on fourth down all the time. Okay, well, that's neat. But when you are that far in your own territory, and it's a game that's going to decide you to be in the playoffs, hey, schmuck, you don't run it on fourth down deep in your own end. You don't do it, okay?
Yep.
And it's going to decide this year if Brandon Staley is the answer or the reason why you guys don't progress again. And I like Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin?
Anthony Lin?
Anthony Lin.
Anthony, Jeremy, whatever the hell his name was. But I liked him. But, the team didn't play for him as well, and it's unfortunate because he was a decent coach. But if you don't provide, if you don't succeed, your ass is gone, And it's going to be this year. If Staley is the reason why you guys are on the outside looking in or a one and done, if you get in, that might not bode well for you guys because you guys got a talented team.
Crazy talented. And the thing about it is with a lot of Charger fans, there's a lot of split between the idea of being ballsy on going for it on fourth down. For me, he's basically playing Madden football, pretty much. He's just going out there, going for it on fourth down every single time. And, to be honest, like last year, our defense sucked. I mean, we were chatting a lot about that and how bad we were against the run.
We couldn't stop the run at all. Yeah.
You guys basically killed us in that last drive where Josh Jacobs got like 12 yards to basically get into a field goal position. And I was like, well, that's a wrap. And that just showed our complete weakness of what our team was.
Yep,
I think the idea behind Brandon Staley was, hey, my best player is Justin Herbert, and our strength is our offense, which we were a top 5 offense last year. Just keep it in their hands as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
In the end, I understand what his mentality was, but I could understand the way that Brandon Staley just wants to try to change the culture a little bit. We're going to play our brand of football, and we're going to lose by our brand of football. Now, hopefully we don't continue the trend of chargering football, which is we just shoot ourselves in the foot all the time. But I think the thing is, though, I understand where his mind was. And it works sometimes, and sometimes a little questionable.
This is not a video game, guys. And that's the one thing I'm going to say.
Agreed.
It can work in Madden. If I had Tecmo and I had Bo every time, of course I'm going to win because I got Bo and Tecmo.
Yeah.
If you're playing Madden and you think it equates to the field, I'm sorry. You got to play the game up until a time that there is something that really changes the scheme. Yeah. When something is overwhelming and then everybody does it, okay, then you got a trend. Staley's the only fool, I'll be honest, the only fool that plays that way. And nobody else does it because it didn't succeed. And like I said, coaching is what kept you out of the playoffs last year.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of people wanted to see Justin Herbert in the playoffs too. That was one of the big things. I remember Rex Ryan specifically just coming unglued he's like, "Oh, Brandon Staley should be fired." And I mean, I think he wanted to like put a pipe bomb in his mailbox or something.
Dang.
I mean, it was unbelievable because everyone wanted to see what he could do in the playoffs. And and I get that, right? Well, let's move on to defense. I know we talked about our running problems. And I will say this, we've definitely upgraded our running scheme, right? So we got Sebastian Joseph Day, Austin Johnson, Morgan Fox. So we're going to jam the middle. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make this prediction right now. The game is going to be won and lost on how well we can stop the run. To your point, Captain Jack, if we can stop the run and put pressure in Derek Carr's face, I think the game is definitely going to go our direction. But if we can't, then it's anybody's game. I think it'll be a coin flip at that point, right? And you're right. You're right. We were horrible last year. Are we better this year? And I think game one is always tough. I'll give one last before I pass to you guys. Our starters have not played. They've done nothing but practice. We sat them out all preseason. And I've had a huge criticism of Brandon Staley on that because I'm like, wait a second. They're not. Are they going to be game ready? Bosa, Mac, all the guys I've suggested have not played any real live games this season so far. And now we're just going to go game one against the Raiders. Oof, boy, are they going to be ready? I hope so.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going to pass it back to you, Captain Jack, and then give me your thoughts on that. And then maybe we'll just go to the other bros on this.
Well, I'm just going to say that the same thing for the Raiders. Okay. Derek Carr never played a snap in the preseason.
Yep,
Neither did Adams, neither did Waller, neither did Renfro.
Okay.
Chandler Jones did not. Max Crosby did not. A bunch of other people played the game. You know, the people that were fighting for positions played the game. Our offensive line played the game, okay? And they were trying to figure out, you know, that's why we figured out Alex Leatherwood, you know, either be a bouncer in Vegas or Chicago. Thank you, you know, for that. You know, they played, other people have played, but our skills did not play as well. Derek Carr didn't play last year in the preseason either. It took him a half against the Ravens to kind of get his situation going. And I think Derek Carr is going to be a bit amped for this game because, again, sorry to say this, guys, this is our extra home game that we have every year. It's an extra home game. The NFL
you guys travel well. You travel well.
You travel well. It was always that way in San Diego, too.
Yeah,
exactly. The NFL was kind enough to have the Raiders have 2 brand new stadiums in 1 year. Okay? But Derek Carr is going to be amped. He needs to make sure he tones that down. It's a matter of as long as he plays within himself. He overthrew people last year against the Ravens. It took him a while. I think that it's going to be our guys. And, you know, we want to beat the crap out of each other, but I think it's going to be a tight game. And, you know, I'll take Carlson over whoever you guys got. If it comes down to a kick, I'll take Carlson.
Yeah.
I would take Carlson as well, too. He's a fantastic kicker. I mean, he proved it last game of the season for us, right?
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
Came in clutch, absolutely.
Big time.
Dustin Hopkins is our kicker, too, if you want to talk special teams, too. And he's okay. But the big thing for us and a big upgrade for us was our punter, J.K. Scott. And so he's got a hang time of over about 5 seconds, give or take. So that ball hangs up for a while. So I kind of would not expect a whole heck of a lot of, like, return game on us, but that's one thing that I don't know what you guys are on the special teams, kind of your thoughts on that. A lot of people don't talk too much about the special teams aspect of things, but for us, it's a huge issue for us.
I'm going to give you the old Jewish guy from coming to back to forgot AJ Cole. And AJ Cole is the Pro Bowl punter, and he's only gotten better. So we have Ray Guy, we have Shane Leckler, we got AJ Cole in that grand scheme of great Raider punters. And I'm biased, but I will say that AJ Cole is a godsend, and he's an extra part of our defense to hold people, and he's getting better even in the coffin kicks. He was playing well.
That's awesome.
That's incredible. You know, and again, one thing I will say too, again, and to James's point, nobody likes to talk about special teams, but it is amazing how often games are won and lost by special teams. Just like last game of the season for us, Carlson sealed the deal. And by the way, I heard the rumor that they were thinking, okay, let's just kneel the ball or just not even run it. If we had stopped in that one last run, they probably wouldn't have kicked the ball. They would have just let it tick all the way down. And so it's really interesting. And then the Steelers got in the playoffs, did nothing. And then, you know, obviously we saw how this goes, right? But guys, it's fantastic. Well, so why don't we do this? I know we're getting close to 30 minutes. I want to be respectful of your time, Captain Jack. Give us your last thoughts, and we'll just kind of wrap up our last thoughts as well, too, and then we'll kind of wrap up the pod. How's that sound?
I never make predictions like give me a score. I don't care. Like I said, I'm on the Raiders just win, baby. If we got one more on the board at the end of the game, that's a successful game.
That's all that matters.
It's going to be a tight game. People are saying it's low scoring. I think it's going to be about the 31-28 range.
That's what a lot of people are predicting. Yep.
Who has the 31? Who has the 28? That's the $1 million question. Okay. And it's going to be a wonderful game. I'm hoping that because I'm flying from Florida to LA and back, I'm hoping that I have a successful trip. You know, I got Kyle bringing me broads and chicks.
Yes.
And you know, I'm hoping that I get the better end of that, but I know that I'm going to enjoy this year, and I've said this on my other shows, the AFC West is the premier division in all of football.
Absolutely.
Huge.
AFC best. AFC best, baby.
Yeah,
AFC
we call
best.
it AFC best. And to be honest, I don't think we've seen a division like this
Ever.
I've never seen that. All 4 teams have the legitimate shot to take the division, and that's amazing to watch. I mean, I do really, as a prediction, I always kind of look at this as whoever could win 4 games in the division probably could have the best chance to win this division. So
Yeah, and I also
win
say
4.
you can't lose to one team in the division twice. If you
Nope.
do,
Yep.
you are out of
Yep.
it. You are
Yep.
out of it. You lose to the Chargers twice, you're out of it. You lose to us twice, you're out of it. That at worst, you need to split, and that's
Yep.
with everybody. If
Yeah.
you are
Yep.
3-3 in the division, you have a way to win the division. If you're 0-2 against somebody, you better be 2-0 against somebody else. But still, that
Agreed.
wild card, that tiebreaker against that schmuck that you lost to twice, that might be the one that gets you out of the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And it's crazy
But-
too, because like you really think about that. It's like if we are 3-3 with everybody, then all these out of conference games are going to make even more difference.
Yeah,
So
big
it's
time.
like
Big time.
I mean, literally every single game of the season is important for this division. Period.
And the Chargers
Yeah.
start with 2 division games right from the get-go. One versus the Raiders Thursday
Yeah.
night against the Chiefs. Thank you. I appreciate that, NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, screw you. The Raiders always catch the Chiefs on a bye. This is like the first year.
That is true.
The first year that we don't play the Chiefs after they have a bye against us. James, I defy you to go back and you look at all those old records where the Raiders, they play the Chiefs after a freaking bye. No,
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
oh, we got 2 division games in a row. The NFL hates us. Wah. Shut up, man.
Dang, bro, you got told.
Oh, man. All right, I'm not going to talk for the rest of the show. So let's just
Yeah,
wrap
you're
this thing up now.
You're in the corner. You're in the corner. No. I mean, I honestly cannot be. I can't even explain how excited I am
Yep.
for this season. Right? It's just so exciting. Guys,
Yep.
football is back.
That's all
Football is
that
back.
matters. Yep.
And we were watching preseason, and it was amazing. I heard the ratings were like off the chain. Apparently, the NFL rate. There was some prediction. They said something like the preseason games had more views than the NBA combined. Period.
Wow, that's good to hear.
So the I'm sorry, the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs.
Okay.
Just so you know, and that's preseason, guys. So.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how many people are tuning into football, and guys, and we're lucky. We're lucky because we are fans of the best division in the league by all imaginations. It's a playoff game every single week in the division. So I'm excited to see it.
Yep.
I'm excited to be a part of it. And by the way, Captain Jack, we cannot thank you enough for joining. Seriously, absolutely been amazing. I hope you had a good time. And
I always do. Like I said, just because you guys aren't Raiders fan doesn't mean that that you don't have other things that you can give to other people. Maybe you are good for charity. Maybe you're good with your wife, or maybe you're kind of puppies. Obviously, you're lacking in football acumen, but you're a really nice guy. Okay.
Oh, man.
we appreciate that. I like that. Backhanded compliments are awesome. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
All right, respect your elders and get off my grass, you little whippersnapper.
Wait, I didn't think captains had grass. I thought you had water here.
Yeah.
Shut up! I'll make you walk the plank, you bastard. There you go. Wait a second.
There's all.
Here we go. Come here, you little. I got this right here. Don't f with the captain, you bastard. And I almost said the f word, but I didn't.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Cal, you better show Captain Jack a good time, man, for sure.
Yeah, we will for sure.
So,
man. Yeah.
Make sure he gets taken care
I
of.
can't get it in. That's what she said.
You're always in the search for some booty.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I love
I
it.
got it in and it's tight, baby. There you go. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Well, Captain Jax, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And thank you for taking the time. So, we'll catch you on the next one. And obviously connect with Kyle down there, really and truly. We want to do this. And we'd love to have you back for the next time we play you.
Sure.
So, and
Hopefully, I'm in still a good mood that time, So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm always in a good mood, and like I said, I enjoy. Like I said, just like you guys like to talk football, I like to talk football and sports. That's why I do what I do. It's my way of connecting with people. When I do my show, I do a call-in show as well. My show is a lot better when you call in because, first off, I cough a lot because I'm just getting over. I got the Rona after 2 friggin' years. I finally got it, and I got bad medical stuff. So I'm glad that it was a light case. But the fact is, I've been coughing for 2 weeks anyway. But again, my show is a lot better when people call in, and I have Charger fans call in. I got Bronco fans call in. I even had Casey Hefe, the troll, call in. We were talking Kansas City football, and it's better when other people call in. So that's my way of having a good time, is talking sports, talking football with y'all. And like I said, it was 3-on-1. Get Coach Defense in there, get DZ in there, get about another 5 guys, and it might be a fair fight of 9-on-1, and maybe we'll call it even on that one.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I love it, man. Well, you've been absolutely great. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. So, again, thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be on any other time. You guys are welcome any other time. And Captain Jack loves to talk sports. You bastards, make sure you watch the Bolt Brothers because they're friggin' awesome, and I am too. Ah!
Love it, Captain Jack. Let's go.
Let's go.